Hello, Zydeco fans, and welcome to the Baton Rouge Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Andy Petzinger up here in the broadcast booth at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Get you prepped and ready for the very first of only two games that the Zydeco are going to play against Carolina this year. They are the back-to-back Continental Conference champion Carolina Thunderbirds. As always, folks, I got that YouTube chat pulled up here. So as the pregame show does go along, please do feel free to ask any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Let's get down into the business here with the pregame show. Before we get into what's going on this weekend, let's take a quick look at last week. It was a long but successful week for the Zydeco. It all started out on Tuesday night out in Monroe, where the Zydeco really had some trouble getting the offense rolling until they found themselves down by a score of 3-1 in the third period. And that's when Dmitry Kuznetsov and Garrick Lindberg were able to score just about a minute and a half apart to send the game to overtime and then a shootout. And for the third time this season, Kuznetsov was able to secure that shootout win for the Zydeco, and the Zydeco started the week out 1-0. Next up, we went out to Columbus, out in Georgia, where the Zydeco had never won before. Both teams had traded blows throughout the game, and it wasn't until the third period when Columbus pulled out on top for the first time, 4-3, with time dying down. Elijah Wilson came through in the clutch once again for the Zydeco, scoring the game-tying goal and the shootout game winner in the sixth round, to end up giving the Zydeco their very first ever win in the Columbus Civic Center. And only their second win against Columbus in franchise history. The boys ended up having a very nice Thanksgiving feast at the mansion out in Baker. Excuse me, I got bacon on the mind. But all that in big thanks to our incredible booster club, who was able to get us all that phenomenal food, which we're still kind of snacking on a little bit here. I saw Rio Namiki sitting at the table all by himself. He had a quarter of that big old pecan pie right in front of him. So we are still going through some of that food. But in any case, Friday night comes along. We take on Columbus at home for the only home game for the week, and it would actually be a pretty strong start for the Zydeco to the game. They would go up 1-0 thanks to Brody Thornton. But as that period was about to expire, the River Dragons, right as the horn was about to go, tied things up at 1, and after that, the Zydeco really seemed like they had a hard time recovering. They ended up dropping that game by a final score of 5-3. The final game of last week saw the Zydeco going back up north to Monroe once more and really had a fire in their belly. They stormed out to a 3-0 lead after just one period. Monroe would make a goalie change in the second after the Zydeco made it 4-0. And then the Moccasins really started to make a push. They came alive. We talked about it at the coaches show this past week. That is sometimes a coaching decision where it's not a goaltender thing. Not that the goaltender was playing poorly or anything like that, but this is more of, hey, let's wake my team up. Let's make a quick switch. So they pushed back against the Zydeco and actually cut the lead in half and nearly made it 4-3. Former Zydeco Declan Conway scored to make it 4-3. It looked like, however, ended up being a too many men violation, and the back linesman or the back official, had caught it. And nobody could really hear it since it was so loud in the arena. So they would take that goal back, stayed 4-2, and the Moccasins could really never get too much closer than that. So Zydeco would never relinquish that lead, and it was a 7-4 victory over Monroe. So all in all, not a bad week for the Zydeco. 3 wins and 7 points to stay in first place for the second straight week. There are definitely some areas they would like to clean up. A little more consistency throughout the game. Penalty killing took a bit of a hit last week, but overall, like Everett had said yesterday Wednesday in the coaches show, last week really proved that this team can play with anybody, and they earned a lot of respect because of it. Let's go into our first interview of the day. I thought it'd be a good idea to catch up with Chris Ciolik. He is a former Carolina Thunderbird, so just kind of talked with him about his time here in Carolina and just some of the similarities that he's noticing from that Carolina squad from last year and what he's looking at with the Zydeco this year. So let's hear what he has to say.
Downstairs pregame with Chris Ciolek, former Thunderbird, now current Baton Rouge Zydeco. You spent a decent portion of last year here in Carolina. What you guys went pretty far in the playoffs. What were some of the things that made this team so successful?
It was just a good group of guys. This team had a lot of chemistry. Coming in late, I found it easy to get in with this group. They're a tight-knit group here. These guys have been around for, that check line's been around for, 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Gus Ford's been around in the league, so it's definitely a tight-knit group. So pretty special to be a part of it. Unfortunately, it just didn't go our way in the end. So.
Yeah. Now that you're here in Baton Rouge, what are some of the similarities that you are seeing between that group that you were with and what's starting to be built here with the Zydeco?
Oh yeah, something special is definitely being built here. When I came in just a few weeks ago here, it was the same kind of deal. Like these guys took me in right away. It's definitely a special group here as well, tight knit. You got guys from Buffalo and Michigan that like to bicker about football, and it's a fun locker room. So It's a good team.
You getting a video montage today or what?
I don't know if I was that special on this team, but
very good. All right, well, good luck today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Andy.
All right, so you can see that the Zydeco are really kind of trending in the same sort of direction that Carolina has been building for the past couple of years. We'll get into their group of guys who have been here for quite some time. But, it's certainly the Zydeco, we know they are a very close group. In the locker room, out of the locker room, they like being with each other, and that just makes it so much easier to be able to be successful on the ice. When you're able to be close off the ice, it really trends, and it really shows on the ice. And everybody's really easy to get along with, right? We just spent 15 hours on a bus trip to come on out here. If you're not necessarily the biggest fan of the guy who's sitting to your left, that's going to be a pretty long bus trip. So these guys really do like each other, and it's showing on the ice. We are going to head to our very first commercial break of the day, but when we come back, we'll preview the game tonight and just kind of hear from Everett Thompson about what the upcoming weekend is going to be looking like. So, like I said, I have a YouTube chat pulled up, so feel free to ask any questions during the pregame show, and I'll do my best to get some answers for you. So, you are listening to the Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care. Church Funeral Services.
We welcome you all back to the Baton Rouge Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. So the Zydeco made that 15-hour trip out to North Carolina and are ready to take on the very impressive Carolina Thunderbirds. Wednesday night at the Coaches Show talking with Everett Thompson, he made a comment that I think certainly rings true. The Zydeco might be in first place in the Continental Division, but it seems that the Thunderbirds are kind of seen as the top team because of the teams that they've beaten so far this year. And not so much who they've beaten, but how they beat those teams. I think that's the most important aspect of it. Against Athens, they played them a couple of times. They lost 1-0 in overtime, and then this last week, they beat them 6-2 in pretty convincing fashion here on home ice. And then Columbus out in Georgia, they beat the River Dragons by scores of 6-0 and 3-2 in a shootout. So this team is definitely tough to beat. And they know they've got the right stuff to go far in the playoffs. They've gone to the final 2 years in a row. They won a couple years back. I believe it was 2019. So they've certainly got some success, and they've got some guys who have been around the block here. I think the goalie battle this weekend is definitely something to keep an eye on. So the number one for Carolina is Mario Cavalieri, and he might just be the top goaltender in the league through the first month and a half of the season. He's number one in goals against, save percentage, and shutouts, and the only reason he's number 7 in wins is because of the fact that Carolina has played so few games compared to everyone else in the league. Last year, the Zydeco saw him twice, and he played quite well. He earned a 2-0 record with a goals against 2 and a .934 save percentage. However, he is not who the Zydeco are going to be seeing tonight. It looks like Boris Babic is going to be in the blue crease tonight for the Carolina Thunderbirds, and Babic, he's also having a pretty decent year himself. He's 1-1-1 with a .275 and .904 save percentage, but the last game for him was way back on the 15th of November, and he was pulled in the first period against the Moccasins. He gave up 3 goals on 7 shots. So that's something for the Zydeco to kind of keep an eye on moving forward in this game. The good news for the Zydeco is that their goaltending also does rather well against Carolina. Brendan Colgan last year out with Columbus went 5-1-2-1 with a .218 goals against and a .924 save percentage with 1 shutout against these Thunderbirds. And Bailey Stevens was in net for the only 2 wins that the Zydeco had against Carolina last year. He went 2-4 with a 4.0 goals against and an .891 save percentage. Colgan will get the start for the Zydeco tonight. A couple of notes on the roster for the Zydeco, which has changed a little bit from last week. We all know Brody Thornton had gone up to the SPHL. He's going to be playing with Macon for a little bit. But we also just yesterday sent up Elias Thompson as well. He's going to Fayetteville. So a couple of guys here in this Zydeco locker room that are going on to some bigger places. So we wish them obviously all the best, but with Katola out with injury still, he did not make the trip. Narek Alexanian still on the 15-day IR. We needed to add some bodies to make sure that we are as prepared as we can for this weekend. So what did the Zydeco do? They go out and they get a man by the name of Garrett Johnson, who spent the first part of this season with the Blue Ridge Bobcats. He played college out in Aurora University out in Illinois. But this year with Blue Ridge, 2 goals, 4 assists, and 6 points. One of those goals, however, came against these Carolina Thunderbirds. So good to see Garrett Johnson coming to step in on the back end and kind of helping out a little bit. We're excited to see what he's able to bring to the ice. He's going to be wearing number 5 for the Zydeco today. I did get a chance to speak with Everett Thompson as per usual before the game today. Just talked with him a little bit about the importance of this weekend and going up against a team like Carolina. So let's get a quick word from our head coach.
All right, downstairs pregame with head coach Everett Thompson. Everett got Carolina coming up this weekend. Obviously, they're looked at as one of the top teams in our division right now. Where does this kind of rank against some of the teams that we played against this year so far?
Oh, they're right up there with the Columbus. They're another one of the top teams in this division, like you just said. They'll be one of those teams that we have to potentially see in the playoffs if we get there. So, this is a good test for us ultimately. I think we only come here once and see these guys one time this year. So, it's good just to see them and get a little familiar with them, especially like I just said, if we have to fit them in the playoffs, it'll be huge.
And they've taken down a couple of big-name teams, Athens and Columbus. We've talked about that in the coaches show and everything. What's it going to take for us to come away with a couple big points?
Our team defense, it's been our structure and it's been our strong bone for since the beginning of the year so far here. We play good team defense. It'll be a tough game for them to play against us, even with us on the road here.
This is certainly the longest road trip we've had all year long, about 15 hours on the bus. What do the guys need to do to kind of shake off some of the rust, even after morning skate?
Get into it right away. Get a hit, get a shot, get it right into it. It's one of those things where the sooner you shake off that bus rust, the better you're going to feel. It's just one of those things you got to suck it up and play.
Yeah. Last question, Garrett Johnson, our newest addition for tonight. What are some things that you've seen from him?
Big body, Michigan kid, hoping to move the puck and come help us out here. Loss of Brody Thornton's a big one back there, so we're, but it's next man up mentality here. So we're just hoping he picks us right up where we left off.
Appreciate it, Everett. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, as always, we thank Everett Thompson and all the guys we interview, Chris Ciolek today, for taking some time before the game to give us some of those inside looks. So let's get to our three keys to tonight's game. Number one, do not be intimidated by the fact that they are the Carolina Thunderbirds. That's kind of what happened the first time the Zydeco played against Columbus. They played timid, couldn't really get anything going, and waited pretty much until about the third period to really get the wheels running. And then the next game, they obviously played extremely well all the way through the full 60 minutes. So make sure you're not getting started off on the wrong foot. Number two, take away the energy from this home crowd. It's a pretty raucous environment here at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. Take the crowd out of it. Make sure that the Thunderbirds are not able to feed off of their home crowd. And then finally, a full 60 today. Don't take your foot off the gas even for a second. I know it was a long trip coming on out here, but make sure that we are keeping our foot on the gas for the full 60 today, because this team will definitely make you pay. That will end the Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing pregame show. We have game one of this two-game set against Carolina. It's the fight to keep first place coming up next. There's a draw. This one's one to the Zydeco. Wilson shot. They score! Elijah Wilson has it right in the middle. Kuznetsov score! Out to Thornton. His long shot. They score! There you go. There's one. Back the other way. His right shot. He scores! One goes. Zydeco win. We are just over 30% of the way through the season, and the Zydeco find themselves in first place in the Continental Division. However, they have a couple teams who are hot on their heels, one of whom they take on tonight. Zydeco come out east for a weekend matchup against the back-to-back Continental Conference champions, the Carolina Thunderbirds. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of Baton Rouge Zydeco Hockey. Andy Petzinger here, happy to bring you along on this broadcast, and we should have a dandy today. It's the Zydeco and the Thunderbirds butting heads for the first of only two matchups of the season. Last year, the Zydeco struggled against Carolina, going 2-6 and losing the last four in a row. As we mentioned before, it's a very different Zydeco team that the Thunderbirds have not yet seen this year. It's a team that is relentless, a team that's never out of a hockey game. For Carolina, this is not a brand new team for them. This is relatively the same team that went to the final last season with 13 players returning from that roster. The Zydeco hold a 3-point lead over Columbus, who play Mississippi twice this weekend, and a 6-point lead over Carolina in the standings. So coming away with some points after this weekend is certainly going to be very important if the Zydeco want to hold on to that top spot in the division. It's going to be a real good matchup this whole weekend. We've got some playoff-type energy coursing throughout the arena. Starting lineups and national anthem. They're coming up shortly. Zydeco and Thunderbirds up next. All right, folks, let's get to your Tremonti starting lineups and goaltenders for your Baton Rouge Zydeco. In the blue crease, Brendan Colgan, 9-3-0 with a 261 goals against and a 905 save percentage. In front of him is going to be former Thunderbird Chris Ciolik getting the start with Garrick Lindberg paired up on the back end. And the firm getting the start, Haggerty, Sabat, and Wilson are going to be the front forwards for the Zydeco. For the Carolina Thunderbirds, we talked about Boris Babik, 1-1-1 with a 904 save percentage, 275 goals against. On D is going to be Joseph Kennedy, paired up with Gordon Whalen. And the front lines are Peter Panachek, Jan Salak, and Yuri Pistuka. Zydeco are on the road. And all road games are brought to you by Momentum Building Services. Your officials tonight, referees Kenny Moniz, Brian Pincus, linesmen are Matthew McMillan and Lucas Ryder. We thank you all for tuning in to tonight's game. It's going to be a good one. That opening faceoff brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse, and we are underway in the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. In the Zydeco zone, pass cross ice goes off the backside of Haggerty, and Sabat comes back the other way. He'll hit the red line, chip and chase. And behind the Thunderbirds net, pulled out by Joseph Kennedy, and we get a whistle-stopping play as that hit in the corner ended up actually jarring free the door. So we will get a whistle and an offensive zone draw here for the Zydeco with 19:31 left to play here in the first. Face-off going to be to the left of goaltender Boris Babik. Off the draw. Goes to the corner. Larwood has it. Knocked off of his stick there by Clay Keeley. And now the Thunderbirds out to center ice. Turned over there to the stick of MJ Graham. Sent up the wall and taken by Gus Ford. He now has it in his feet in the neutral zone. Picked up there by the Zydeco. One up pass there from Garrett Johnson was just a little bit out of the reach of Graham. And now flipped out of there by the Thunderbirds to center ice. Kramer gets hit there in the neutral zone as he dumps the puck in. Jackson Bond in his own end. Will look cross ice for Graham. Cutting through the neutral zone here on the near side. Takes a shot kicked out of there by Babick on the near side. Now sent out to center by the Thunderbirds. Kleber after it for the Zydeco as the Thunderbirds go for a line change. So do Baton Rouge. Kleber took a hit. Was able to move the puck along. Kuznetsov now will go over to Cox. He'll slap this one deep into Carolina territory. First one after it there is Andrei Simonchek. Now, Buticha in over the line. There's a wrist shot coming from Jacob Schnapp. That one goes off the glass and behind. Long shot from the point gets whiffed on. And now the Zydeco will chip out to center ice. Nate Keeley, number 21 in red. Got his brother Clay in 7. As here's a shot from Chirac from the sideboards. Redirected by Cox on net. And we'll get a whistle stopping play. Good start here to the game for the Zydeco. Done a nice job bringing pucks into the offensive zone with some speed. We talked about it last week. They were starting to get themselves into trouble when they tried to get a little too individual. They tried to do everything kind of on their own, and it took them off of their game. They weren't necessarily gaining entry into the offensive zone with speed. They were chipping and chasing, and that's not necessarily the game that they like to be playing, especially against high power, high efficiency teams like the Carolina Thunderbirds. As we get a shot on net, and Colgan gets his very first touch of the day. Brendan Colgan playing 3 games and out of the 4 from last week. Winner in all 3. Last time he took an L was against the River Dragons on home ice a couple weeks ago. As this one gets sent through the neutral zone down into Carolina territory, we will get a whistle stopping play. Face-off coming all the way back into the Zydeco zone. Going to be off to the right of Brendan Colgan. The firm is out there once again for the Zydeco with Namiki on the back end. P and Johnson are out there. Gordon Whalen for the Thunderbirds will chip this one in. Johnson there and behind. He'll cycle it to the near side. Wilson coughed it up towards the middle. Here's a turning shot. That one goes off the glass and behind. That was Panacek. Now Namiki going around for Johnson, trying to come up the wall with it, and it does come out to center ice. Dumping goes on net. The Thunderbirds were offside, so they ended up going off for a line change, and the Zydeco will do the same and set up their breakout. That's another thing. You don't want to stray from your systems against teams like Carolina, because when you start to do that, things start to get confusing. As here's Graham coming in, 2-on-1 pass across for Larwood. Nice job on the back check there by Clay Keeley. Able to get a stick on that and interrupt that pass. Here's Graham with it, trying to go across for Bond, who lost an edge, and with one hand on his stick. What a play by Jackson Bond. One hand on his stick, was able to backhand that one on goal and get a shot on Babick. 16-13 to play in period number 1. We are scoreless here in Carolina. Face-off coming to the left of Babick. Chirac, Cox, and Kuznetsov out there for the Zydeco. Won by Chirac to the corner. Cox lost the board battle there to Clay Keeley. And it comes up the wall but not out. Cox able to keep it in. A turning shot. That one was blocked. And now through the neutral zone comes Carolina. Over the line is Gus Ford. Ran into some trouble there in the corner, but gets it right back again. Big Ethan Matcham is all over him. Able to separate him from the puck. And Chirac now coming out to center ice. His pass up ahead for Cox was just a little too far ahead. And then dumped back deep by the Zydeco. Cross ice pass gets knocked to the stick of King. Realized he had nobody with him, was at the end of his shift, so he dumped it in deep. Siolik will go to Kleber, who sends it through the neutral zone. Tapped up ahead by Kuznetsov for Graham. Just a bit too far ahead for him. He gets it right back, though, along the near boards. Had it knocked off his stick by Butita. And out to center ice. Now the Thunderbirds start making their way out of their own zone. Simonchik ran right into 3 Zydeco players. Now comes back into Baton Rouge territory. Kleber there for Siolik. Going up the wall for Bond. Misses him, and this one will go all the way down for an icing. 14:44 left to go in period number 1. We stay scoreless, and we're going to end up hitting our first commercial break here in North Carolina. 0-0 is your score. We'll be back right after this.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Zydeco fans, turn your game experience into a group event. Contact Lucy at brzydeco.com or call 225-515-PUCK for more information on group tickets. We are scoreless here in North Carolina. Quick shout out. Got some family that traveled out here. They live in North Carolina, out in Surf City. Got the in-laws, Karen, Justin, and Todd. Thanks for being here, you guys. Love you. I also want to give a shout out to our Road Watch party out over at Mommy's. Hello to everybody who's checking out the Zydeco game at our Road Watch party. $14:44 left to go here in period 1. We've got some issues going on in the corner where the door had opened earlier in the game. The first shift of the game, there's a big hit in the corner. That door got blasted wide open. And it looks like they're just trying to patch a little bit of ice down there. Wonder if when that door opened, it kind of gouged out a big chunk of ice there in the corner. That could end up being relatively perilous for some of these guys who are moving at full speed. It's a good way to twist an ankle. Looks like we've got the problem solved, though, so we'll get back to the play. Draw is going to be off to the left, Brennan Colgan. I'm going to give every line a nickname here if I can. This is the shorty line. We've got Graham, Bond, and Larwood out here. Oh, excuse me, Gordon's out here for now. But I think that line I want to call the shorty line, that's for sure. They get it deep into the Carolina zone. Out through center ice. Coming is Pastuca. He'll drop it off. Panacek was trying to go through the slot there. I'm not entirely sure what the intended receiver was because that was about head high. Nearly took the head off of his player cutting through the slot. Wrap back into the Zydeco zone. Bounces around. Panacek walking in. Drops it off. Gets it right back. Nice job on the back check there. Coming back to cover the slot. There was Johnson. And it gets sent down by the Zydeco. This one will go the length. Oh, no. Oh, they waved it off. My apologies. Gordon Whalen coming through the neutral zone. Got caught up in Kramer's skates, but Whalen carries on. He's in behind, holding on to it. Coming out for King. Now Kramer here on the near side, looking out to the slot. It's Ford. He'll come out to the point. There's a one-timer. They score! What an absolute missile that was from the point. That was Nate Keeley, or Clay Keeley, excuse me. He's going to grab his third of the year. That was an absolute bomb, and some beautiful puck movement as well by the Thunderbirds in their offensive zone. That was a thing of beauty and an absolute missile from the point. That beat Brendan Colgan up over the shoulder, the glove hand. And Carolina jumps out to a 1-0 lead just about 6 minutes into this hockey game. A little over 6 minutes. Zydeco get an icing call here, and they'll come back into their own end. Got the Shirak, Kuznetsov, and Cox lined out there. Matcham and Lindbergh on the back end. Cox going in to take this draw instead of Shirak. Off the draw, pushed out to the point, held in there by Farmer. Going to the near corner. Butita, his wrist shot. That one's fought off there by Colgan. Rebound right in the slot. Butita lost an edge and went down, went flying there into the corner. Good thing for the Zydeco, because that was a prime scoring opportunity right in the slot. Turn it back the other way. It's Jacob Schnapp through the neutral zone. 4-on-2 for the Thunderbirds. There's a wrist shot blocked by Kuznetsov. Out to the point. Simonchek will send it down deep. Lindbergh after it there. Gets crunched by two Thunderbird players who are playing very physical at the beginning of this hockey game, trying to put as many bodies as they can on the Zydeco. Now Butita for Farmers. His shot stopped there by Colgan, and he will hang on. 12:10 left to go here in period one. Carolina with a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal from Clay Keeley, his third of the season. Off the draw, controlled by the Thunderbirds. Out to the point here. Whalen sending it down low, goes right between the legs there of Nate Keeley. Or excuse me, that's Panachek in the corner. And now it pops out to center ice, thanks to some help from MJ Graham. Now Larwood on the turnover in the neutral zone. Gets it knocked off his stick. Here's Panachek in over the line. Dropping it off to the slot. There's a wrister from Salak that gets blockered away by Colgan. Good push here by the Thunderbirds after the Zydeco had a good start to the game. Thunderbirds now turning the tide a little bit, putting the Zydeco on their heels. Panachek in the neutral zone, trying to escape Larwood. Now Kennedy able to spin away from the Larwood check and moves it over for Panachek. His cross-ice feed for Salak was out of his reach. And Matcham for the Zydeco will settle things down behind his own net and wait for his team to get a line change. Garrick Lindbergh now looking over some options. Going cross ice, Haggerty will move it along for Kevin Sabad. Inside outing Gagnon, throwing it towards the front of the net. And down was Babbitt to take away the lower portion. One nothing it stays here in Carolina. Got a conversation here at the scores table. believe we had an issue with our clock. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be back to 10:43 now in the first period. Offensive zone draw here for the Zydeco. Kevin Sabat there on that last play, you could see, entered the zone with some speed, trying to inside out Gagnon. Was able to get a puck towards the net, and Babic was down. Once again, shots on shots on shots here against Boris Babic, who hasn't played a game in a little while. In the last one he was in, he was yanked. You want to get as many shots on him as you can just to make sure he's ready. Carolina holds it in their own end, moving out to center ice. Gagnon, cross ice pass, deflected off some legs, swept away from the net by Colgan, and now Matcham will flip it through the neutral zone and down into Carolina territory. Having to come out and play this is Babic, as Wilson would have won that race. He wraps it around, and the Thunderbirds out to center ice. Nice outlet pass there for Roman Kramer in over the line. Kramer holding on to it. Looking out towards the middle. Garrett Glimberg was all over him, but Kramer still has it there in the high slot, dropping it off. King. Kramer gets it right back here on the near side. Passes at his skates, but is still able to put it out to the point. Farmer, backhanded. That one got knocked down. And Sabad will move it back for Matcham and get a line change. Ethan Matcham going off the boards, trying to get it to MJ Graham, a bit too far ahead of him. The race for the puck. Graham with the hustle, able to wave that icing off. Nice job by number 8 in white. And Carolina comes out to center ice. It's Druin. Draw pass for Nate Keeley, got knocked off of his stick, and Graham coming back through the neutral zone. He's got Gordon with him. Gordon trying to peel away from a check, able to get it over to Ciolik. Ciolik's wrist shot, that one goes right into the stomach. Babic, who did have some traffic in front of MJ Graham, who is now pushing and shoving a little bit with Farmer behind the play, but looks like that's just all it's going to be. A couple words from the guys. It's 1-0 Carolina here. With 9:09 left to go in period one, we'll be back right after this.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Welcome back to Winston-Salem. Fans, keep up with everything Zydeco by following and liking the Zydeco on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find all of our social handles at brprohockey.com. Zydeco trail it 1-0 here in North Carolina at the Winston-Salem Fairground. They'll get an offensive zone draw here as it's thrown towards the net. A wraparound try by Larwood was blocked off. He'll come out to the point. Sent down low by Nemeki. Graham after it there. We'll cycle it down low. Gordon, he's got Larwood going to the net. Tried to hit somebody there. He also had Graham in the high slot. Now Nemeki will wrap it around in behind. A bouncing puck gets settled down by Simonchek and then thrown into the wall. There was Larwood who goes down, and it looks like the Zydeco are going to go to their very first Badgers Heating and Air power play. Going to be an interference call coming up on Jacob Schnapp. So, indeed, the Zydeco are going to go to the power play. It's set at 20.5% on the year. That's 7th in the league. And this Carolina Thunderbirds penalty kill is something special, 93.9%. And at home, they're at 93.8%. So this is a very good PK here for the Thunderbirds. And the Zydeco looking to tie the game up here on the power play. As Sabad has it, try to bank shot off of Babic. Gets sent through to the other side. Matcham able to hold it in for a moment, and then it gets sent all the way back into Zydeco territory. So Brody Thornton would typically be at the high point spot here on this power play unit. So since he had gotten called up, we are going to go with Ethan Matcham there at the high point. As Chirac with some nice moves to enter the zone, he'll set things up. Going down for Sabad. He's got Haggerty behind the net, hits him there. Haggerty looking for Wilson. Wilson back to Haggerty down below. Out to the point, it's Matcham. Shot went wide of the net and picked up and sent all the way down by the Thunderbirds. 1 minute left to go here on this power play for the Zydeco. The Badgers heating an air power play as Matcham will settle it down. We get Bond, Graham, and Kuznetsov on the ice for the Zydeco, along with Larwood. Here's Bond on the near side, able to push this one deep into Carolina territory. Has two men all over him. Butita able to get this one out and into Zydeco territory. Lindbergh back with half a minute remaining. We'll go to the far side in Graham. Trying to stick handle around a check and then gets sent to the deck. Good hit there by James Farmer. And Carolina once again sending it the length of the ice. Now Lindbergh around a couple checks. Gets it over to Bond here. Takes a shot and a nice job on the back check. Clay Keeley able to get a stick on the puck there at the very last moment. As the final seconds are dying off here on the power play. Coming back the other way. Here comes Gagnon around a check on the backhand. Looking in front. Oh, it was right in the skates of Danik Drouin. And we get a whistle stopping play as the net is now off its moorings. But both teams are back at full strength. So a decent power play there from the Zydeco. But unable to get any good shots towards the net. They had some good offensive zone time. They had some good entries into the offensive zone as well. But this penalty kill for the Thunderbirds, like I said, it's number one in the league right now, and it's number one for a reason. They are quite impressive. As going off and hobbling a little bit here is Dmitry Kuznetsov. He is going down the tunnel to the locker room. We'll keep an eye on that as the game goes along. We get back to the play here. Kevin Sabat trying to push it ahead. Got it knocked off his stick, but Wilson carries on through the neutral zone. Wilson over the blue line. Holding on to it. Throwing it down for Haggerty. He comes back to the point, but got hit before he can move the puck. And out comes Gagnon through the neutral zone. Gagnon for King. Pass out in front of the redirect. That one went off the stick of Ford and just wide. Now Haggerty has it. He'll flip it through the neutral zone. Picked up there by Clay Keeley. He'll hit King here on the near side, who drops it off for Ford over the line. Nice drag move to the backhand. That one was stopped by Colgan, who was able to get tight on that near post. Scott Chirac around Ford and over the line. 2-on-2, throws it on net. Babic able to gobble that one up and hang on. 5:47 left to go here in period one. Scott Chirac has got the wheels going and the hands going tonight. That's something to keep an eye on as well. As the game goes on, he is slicing and dicing his way into the offensive zone pretty nicely. He's on the draw here, trying to push it up ahead. He did. But the first one after there is Whalen, and it gets sent through the neutral zone. Here comes Salak. He got stood up there by Matcham at the blue line, wrapped around the wall. Chirac is there on the near side to come out to the neutral zone. It's Jay Cox. He'll backhand this one and chase after it. Babic will set it up for Whalen. He'll wrap it around, held in at the point. Long wrist shot. That one goes right into the glove of Babick, and he'll hang on. 5:21 to go in period one. Stays 1-0 Carolina. Face-off going to be to the right of Babick. The Graham line is out there with Larwood and Bond. And behind the net, Kennedy will move it up for Salak, who comes through the neutral zone. Has to evade his own man, but still is able to gain entry to the Zydeco territory. Out to the point. There's a shot. They score! Redirected in front of the net. Yeri Pastuca. And with 5:07 left to go in the first period, the Thunderbirds take a 2-0 lead. Yeri Pastuca with his 8th of the year gives the Thunderbirds a 2-goal lead, and a smart shot from the point there. Not necessarily trying to get that on goal for a shot on net, but looking for a tip. Bodies in front of the net. That's something that the Zydeco also do very well when they are playing their style of hockey. They get bodies to the net, and they look for redirects. They look to clean up some garbage in front. Now Haggerty in the neutral zone will go across for Kevin Shabbat. He enters the Carolina territory, throws it on net. It was stopped by Babick. Rebound went right out to the slot, but cleared out by Carolina. Ciolek unable to clear. Butita will drop it off. Keeley driving towards the net, but ran into a couple of Zydeco players, and Wilson will send it out through the neutral zone and down. This one will not go for icing, so the Zydeco can get a line change. Through the neutral zone, it's Gus Ford around a check. We'll drop it off for Kramer here. His wrist shot was blocked by Lindbergh. And Bond looking to go up ahead for Graham, who is streaking through the neutral zone. Missed him and goes all the way down for an icing. 3:51 to go in period one. Carolina has doubled their lead. It's 2-0. We will be back right after this.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists. Plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
The Zydeco finish up their weekend series against the Carolina Thunderbirds tomorrow night. Pre-game show begins at 4:40 p.m. Central, and the puck drop is at 5:05. Join us right here on YouTube to follow along with all the action. Today, the Zydeco are down 2-0 to Carolina with 3:51 left to go in the first. They have it in their own end, and behind the net, it's Lindbergh. He'll come out the far side and up to Bond. Bond looking to Graham. His stick was lifted. Picked up there by Lane King in his own zone, and out to center come the Thunderbirds. Around a check there is Gagnon trying to get to the net. Matcham was one-on-one with him, and going down there was Gagnon. No call. Fans wanted one. In the corner. Thrown out towards the front of the net for Ford, but right there was Graham, and he'll come up the near side for Larwood. Cross ice pass. He's got Bond there at the blue line. He'll wait for some help, throw it towards the goal. He had Lindbergh driving towards the net. That one sailed wide. The Thunderbirds will throw it out to the neutral zone. It's Ford looking up ahead. He's able to hit Schnapp, coming in, shooting. Way out to challenge there. That's Brendan Colgan. Able to get an arm on that, knock it aside. Garrett Johnson hit there in the neutral zone. Kleber has it on the near side going up the wall for Gordon. He'll settle it down and dump it in. He'll chase after it, but Gordon Whalen able to get in his way. And now the Thunderbirds through the neutral zone. It's Butita on the backhand. Shooting one. Good stop there by Colgan. Those backhanders can be a bit tricky and hard to read. As Keeley going in front. That one goes off the stick of Colgan out to the point. Walking in is Kennedy. His pass in front for Schnapp. Went right between his stick and his skate. And now picked up by Butita here on the near side. Out to Whalen. His shot in and out of the glove of Colgan. Stays to Keeley. Looking in front for Schnapp. He whiffed on the shot. And Chirac able to come out to the neutral zone. Peel away from a check and still able to keep control. Now a clearing attempt from Johnson. Took a bad bounce off the stanchion and back the other way is Carolina, and a good stop required by Colgan. Haggerty with it for Sabad. Around a check into the Thunderbird zone. Sabad out to Namiki at the point. His slap shot kind of caught him in between, but was still able to fire it towards the net. Didn't get everything on it, but a save still required from Boris Babik. .125 to go in period number 1. Zydeco trail by 2. Off the draw, sent all the way down by Carolina. This won't go the length on the dirty ice. So Namiki will have to pull up. Throw it up the wall. Haggerty got it to Wilson. He'll chip it in. Ciolek after it here on the forecheck. He goes up against Farmer. And Carolina will send it out to the neutral zone. Jan Salak will go cross ice. Hitting Pastuka. Trying to go over to Panacek. In the way of that was Kevin Sabad. And now Ciolek in his own end will push this out to the neutral zone. Under a minute remaining here in period number 1. Zydeco trail by 2. Eric Lindbergh setting things up behind his own net. Will start moving out. Looking up ahead for Bond. Was able to get a tip on that as he was across the red line. So icing waved off. They battle for it in behind the net. Pulled out of there by the Thunderbirds. And here comes Gagnon out to center. Cross ice pass goes off the stick of Larwood. He gets it right back. Gagnon. Stick check there by Matcham as he was able to get to the tops of the circles, and maybe one last try here for the Zydeco. Here's Larwood trying to move it over to Bond. That one was knocked away from Jackson Bond, and the period will come to a close. We are through one period of play. 20 minutes in the books, and the Zydeco trail it by a score of 2-0. We're going to go to our intermission break. Come back in about 11 minutes for our intermission report. You're watching Baton Rouge Zydeco hockey here on YouTube.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin. At Church Funeral Services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church Funeral Services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott, come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle
The 2024-25 Broadway at the River Center Theater season is simply the best, featuring 4 big, bold Broadway hits coming to Baton Rouge. The season opens with Shrek the Musical, the Tina Turner Musical, Chicago the Musical, and Pretty Woman the Musical. Get the 4-show package for as little as $235. That's less than $59 per show. Learn more at raisingcanesrivercenter.com/Broadway.
The Men's Network started when I went to a computer club meeting in the 7th grade that Brett organized. At that point, I had never met anyone that was as good at computers as Brett was. And by the 8th grade, we figured out that this was something that we could do professionally.
So we moved to Baton Rouge to go to LSU, and that's really where our business got planted.
Give Immense a call. Let us show you how IT should be done.
More of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
For the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails. Wall-to-wall, state-of-the-art TVs mean you'll see every touchdown, Hail Mary, and big turnover in crystal clear HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino in Baton Rouge, where every moment is a win.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Brody Thornton throwing it towards the goal, looking for a redirect, didn't get it. Conway for Haggerty, back door, they score! Elijah Wilson, wide open at the side, a one-time shot. We're tied at 5. Welcome back, folks, to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds, where the Zydeco and the Thunderbirds are through with 20 minutes of play. Carolina leads it by a score of 2-0. It was a good start to that first period by the Zydeco. Like I said, they had done some nice things, entering the zone with speed and getting some shots on net. And then Carolina turned on the Jets and got their first goal of the game from Clay Keeley, an absolute missile from the point on a beautiful passing play. Ended up sending one up over the glove of Brendan Colgan to make it 1-0. That was at 13:28 of that first period. And then with 5 minutes remaining, a shot from the point coming from the stick of Gordon Whalen was deflected home by Yuri Pastuka, his 8th of the year. Smart shot there by Gordon. He was not going for a shot on net. He was looking for the redirect. And Pastuka was able to put it home to make it 2-0 Carolina. That would do it for the goals in that period. The only penalty came against Jacob Schnapp. It was an interference call, and Zydeco were unable to convert on that Badgers and Heating and Air power play. Shots after one, 12-8 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Let's take a quick look around the league. As underway are the, first of all, the Athens and Blue Ridge Bobcats game has been postponed. They are not going to be playing tonight nor this weekend. But going out to Motor City, just about to wrap up the first period there. The Rockers are up 2-0 over the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Cody Oakes and Tristan Wells with goals there for the Rockers. And out in Mississippi, about halfway through, a little over halfway through the first period there, the River Dragons are up 1-0 over the Sea Wolves. Goal coming from Kirk Underwood in that game. Later on tonight, we're going to have Monroe and Danville out in Danville going head-to-head. But for tonight here in Carolina, it's 2-1 Thunderbirds through 20 minutes of play. We will be back with the next 20 minutes in just about 5 minutes' time. We'll talk to you right after this.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
Gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott, come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott, we're gonna get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott, good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Welcome back to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds, where the Carolina Thunderbirds lead 2-0 over your Baton Rouge Zydeco. Andy Petzinger here. Once again, happy to bring you along on this broadcast. Both teams have flipped sides. If you are just tuning in late, Dmitry Kuznetsov left the ice, I would say, with about 5 or so minutes left to go in that first period. Did not come back. He is now on the bench for the Zydeco. So it looks like whatever was ailing him, he was kind of hobbling a little bit coming off the ice. Must have gotten fixed during the intermission. To be get ready for the second period of play, as per usual, with the Zydeco being on the road. All road games are brought to you by Momentum Building Services, and that opening faceoff is brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse. Puck gets dumped into the Zydeco zone. Lindbergh there. Wraps it up the wall, chipped out by Wilson, gets some help from Haggerty coming through the neutral zone. Going for Sabad, but Sabad was held up there by Whalen. Whalen now has it in the corner, will come up the wall and out to center ice. We get a whistle stopping play And I believe we've got a second puck out on the ice. Interesting. Don't often see that happen. I'm not sure where that was hiding or if it was tossed onto the ice from the crowd or not, but in any case, we were going double time there for about a second or two. Draw will come just outside the Zydeco offensive zone, as that was where the original puck was at. Nemeki has it. Will drop it off for Siolik. Siolik deep in his own end. Oh, he whiffed on the clearing attempt. In the corner, spinning away from a check there was Roman Kramer, but he lost it to Haggerty, who now comes out to center for Sabat, trying to windmill that one over for Wilson, who now has it in the slot. Got it through the skates of Gagnon, but was swept out of there by Babic and out to center ice. Now dumped into the Thunderbird zone. First one after it there is Gagnon. Looking up ahead, hitting him right on the tape there. It's Kramer trying to get around the check of Lindbergh, who went sprawling to the ice. Did a nice job to take the puck with him. Otherwise, Kramer was in all alone. Larwood has it. Braces for the check. Gets some help there from Graham. Can't clear. Ford with it, looking to go towards the goal. That one got redirected wide. Finally, it goes in on net. And Colgan will hold on. Face-off going to go to the left of Brendan Colgan. The Graham line stays out with Larwood and Bond. Face-off goes to Lindbergh. He'll wrap it around the wall. Larwood able to get a stick on that and chip it out to center ice. Coming back the other way, it's Jacob Schnapp. He was stood up at the blue line, but still able to move this along for Simonchek. Drop pass was not near Nate Keeley, and then Bond coming through the neutral zone was stick checked. Graham will just have to dump this one in deep. Now Nate Keeley over the line. Takes a shot. That one goes up over the blocker of Colgan and sent out to the neutral zone by the Zydeco. Back into Zydeco territory. Colgan able to go up the wall with it for Matcham, who's looking up for Gordon at the far blue line. He's able to reel that in and send it down low. First one after it, though, is Joseph Kennedy for the T-Birds. And now they come out to center ice, 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Peter Panacek holding on to it, looking to go to the striding Pastuca, going right through the slot, but was caught up in some skates, was never able to get it to him. And now Gordon back the other way. Or excuse me, that was Johnson looking up ahead for Gordon, deflected off of his stick, and Babic will come up the wall. Held in there by Chirac for a brief moment, and then shrugged out to center ice there by Salak. Jackson Bond looking up at, that was Gordon Whalen looking up ahead. This one goes all the way back into the Zydeco zone. Quick one-up pass here for Gordon. Tried to get it over for Cox. Deflected off of a leg, and then a shot from Gordon here from the near boards goes up over the net. Chirac has it. At the top of the circles, was knocked off of his stick, and Ford coming back the other way will chip it deep into the Zydeco zone. Colgan way out of the net. We'll wrap it around here to the near side for Cox. Got caught up in the skates of King. Right back to Cox again, and he'll send this one through the air and into neutral territory. Gus Ford pulling away from Nemeki. We'll cycle it down. Getting crunched along the wall there is Gagnon, but carrying on in behind is Simonchek in front for Ford. That one was whiffed on, and Siolik back the other way. 2-on-2. He's got Sabad. Pass to him was deflected and sent back the other way. Lindbergh after it in his own end. Shielding the puck away from Ford, will come out to center ice. Lindbergh hits the red line and will dump it in. Babic setting it up in behind. Wrap around, goes right to the stick of Wilson. Sabat shot. That one was stopped there by Babic. Good rip there by Sabat here from the top of the near circle. Got a lot on that wrist shot, and Babic had to be careful. Pinned up along the wall. Haggerty comes out of there with it. Looking out to the point. It's Lindbergh shooting one. That one went right off the glass and behind. Sabad here on the far side. Back to Lindbergh at the point. Trying to throw it towards the net, but right on top of him was Schnapp. And Lindbergh will have to send it back into Thunderbirds territory. Farmer coming to the near side. Gets some help from Druin over the line for Nate Keeley. He'll toss it to the far boards. Nobody home there for Carolina. And a beautiful saucer pass right onto the tape of Larwood. In over the line, lost an edge as he was trying to cut towards the net. Lost an edge and couldn't get a shot away. Now Nate Keeley back the other way on the near boards. Sent it behind by Kleber, but was still able to get a pass out in front for Drew, and it was in his skates, however. And thankfully for the Zydeco, they will come out of there with it. Graham drops it off for Kleber, pinching up into the play. Knocked off of his stick by Kennedy, and held in at the point here by Johnson. Carolina eventually now comes out to center ice. Kennedy will chip this one in. Colgan able to knock it down and set it up in behind for Garrett Johnson, who will start moving up for Kuznetsov here on the near side. He'll backhand flip this one for Graham, settling it down. Dropping it off for Kuznetsov. Too many bodies there for the Thunderbirds. And now Cox, a backhand pass for Bond. Misses him, but he's the first one after it. Chirac trying to throw it towards the net. Bounces off the stick high into the air. Bond there on the near side. Picking it up the wraparound. Holding on to it for Cox. Dropping it off for Bond. Good puck movement here by the Zydeco. Bond is wheeling in behind. Cox now has it, looking for Chirac, trying to find a soft area there in the slot. Couldn't get much on the shot. Now a turnaround shot from Ciolik. That one deflects to the corner. Chirac will wrap it around to the near side. Ciolik cycling it back down low. Gordon Whalen the first one after it for the Thunderbirds. And now Pastuca will get it out to center ice. Been a long time without whistles here for this game. We've got 13 minutes just about left to go here in the second period. It's been a fast-moving period. As this one gets sent high through the air. Gagnon looking up ahead for Ford at the blue line. Ford over the line, shooting one. Toe save made by Colgan once again at the top of his crease. This one sent back into the Thunderbird zone. Set up by Babick in behind his own goal. Gagnon settling things down, trying to get that breakout set up right. Ford will chip it around to check and move it to Kramer. He drops it off for King. Out to the point. Keeley looking out in front. That one deflected off of a stick, and King is doubled over, had his hand near his neck area. That puck was coming to him, but he was doubled over, and we are going to get a high sticking penalty here against the Zydeco. And with 12:20 left to go, they're going to go to the penalty kill, the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill for the very first time. Zydeco trail at 2-0. We'll be back right after this.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care. Church Funeral Services.
Back in North Carolina, folks, the Zydeco Coaches Show airs every Wednesday night inside the 1717 restaurant at the Queen's Casino. Come on out and visit us in person or follow along right here on YouTube as Everett and myself talk about everything Zydeco. Join us Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. It's the Zydeco Coaches Show brought to you by Queen's Casino. I apologize. That was not a high-sticking call on the Zydeco, but it was a high-sticking puck was knocked down with a high stick, so they are not going to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill, as they've stayed out of the box for just about the first half of the game so far. In the Zydeco zone, it's Nate Keeley moving it along for Butita out to the point. A weak wrist shot coming from Farmer. Was kicked aside there by Colgan and now moved up ahead. Oh, just out of the reach of Kevin Sabat, who was sneaking out to center ice. He had read that the play was transitioning, was trying to get behind the defense, and it was just out of his reach, that pass. Otherwise, he was in all alone. Butita able to go up the near boards here for Nate Keeley. Gets it right back again. Butita over the line. He's got Matcham with him. Butita curling away from the check. Matcham goes sprawling to the boards and behind, but good job by the Zydeco Sabat to come back and help out. Now in behind, Schnapp holding on to the puck there, trying to wrap it down low. Matcham, nice job right in the way. Moving up to Kuznetsov through the neutral zone. He will chip and chase, trying to get around Whalen. And now we are going to get a penalty here on Kuznetsov. I believe this is going to be a slashing call. Yes, it is. And now the Zydeco will go to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. My apologies there, folks. I think I might have been the one to jinx them. That penalty kill, we said it needs to start trending back in the right direction. It's at 82.1% right now. Not a bad PK percentage, but from what we were used to in the high 80s, low 90s, that's really where they want to start getting back to at this point. Right now, they don't want to go down 3-0. I'll tell you that for sure. There's power play for the Thunderbirds. It is 6th in the FPHL. They're at 21.3% on the year. They only convert 11% of the time, though, on home ice. As they will control off the draw. Salak with it. Going down low. Schnapp to the point. Panacek. He'll walk the line. Pistuka and Panacek play catch. A couple of dangerous passes there for the Thunderbirds. Goes to the near corner boards. Now Panacek back at the point. He'll walk the line. Has Salak on the near side. We'll use him here. Salak back to Panacek. Dropping it off. There's a one-timer coming from Pistuka there at the top of the far circle. That one was knocked away by Colgan. To the near side. Salak with it. Curling away from a check. Back to the point for Panacek. Salak near boards, back to Panacek, high point. Salak walking in to Panacek, trying to sneak in, going over to Pistuka. That shot was whiffed on. He heeled it to the corner, but still the Thunderbirds control. Under a minute left to go here on the penalty. There's a wrist shot coming from the inside of the hash marks there from Schnapp. That one was blocked, never made it through. Zydeco need to get a clear or a line change, I should say. Panacek to Salak here near side. Shooting one. Looked like that one grazed the outside of the post. Will wrap around the wall and out to center ice. Two forwards get off for the Zydeco, but the D stay on. Siolik and Nemiki out there. This one goes all the way back into the Zydeco zone, and we're going to have an icing on the Thunderbirds. Boy, that is not what you want to see on your penalty kill, or excuse me, your power play. You're going to ice the puck. And on top of that, we're also going to get a TV timeout since we're after the 10-minute mark. That's a boo-boo there from the Thunderbirds, but the Zydeco are going to take it. 32 seconds left to go in the kill. We'll be back right after this.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Welcome back to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. Fans, you can catch the Zydeco back on home ice on December the 13th. As that's when they'll start a 3-game home set against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Puck drop for that Friday night game is at 7:05. Pregame show is going to start at 6:40 right here. Can't be at the Raising Cane's River Center. Join us right here on YouTube. as the Zydeco and the Bobcats go head-to-head. Here's Bond with it. We'll drop it off for Lindbergh. His shot's up. Rebound. Oh, Larwood whiffed on the first attempt. Has it in behind. Going out to the point. Match him. Shooting one. Deflected off of a stick and wide. Boy, great job here by the Zydeco to try to kill off the remainder of this penalty. Thrown out in front. Deflects off a leg and wide. Now Larwood again trying to throw it towards the front. Nate Keeley is there. Needs some help there from Boris Babbitt to knock the puck away. Still, the Thunderbirds can't clear. It's Larwood holding on to it. Great job. Both teams back at full strength. What a great job there in the final 30-something seconds of that PK for the Zydeco. Hopefully they get some good energy off of this. Kramer will go for Nate Keeley. Coming in over the line. Keeley walking in. Shooting one. That one goes off the outside of the post. Good hit there by Lindbergh to separate the man from the puck. 2-on-2 back the other way. Bond will drop it to Kuznetsov. Holding on. Shooting one. That never made it through. Goes up and out of play. 8:31 left to go in period 2. Couple of real close calls there for the Zydeco. Just unable to finish. Best chance there from Tyler Larwood, who had the rebound right there. It was on his backhand, however. He really couldn't get any elevation to get the puck to settle down at all. But a very good job in the final 30-plus seconds of that PK. We'll stay with Gordon, Kuznetsov, and MJ Graham with Siolik and Nemiki on the back end here for this offensive zone draw. Kuznetsov pinched off there as he was trying to get to the puck, and the Thunderbirds will get out to center ice. Drouin. Now Schnapp over the line. We'll drop it off for Drouin walking in, shooting one. That one was a bit of a weaker shot, but Colgan still had to stick that one away and into the netting. 8:10 left to go in the second period. Stays 2-0 Thunderbirds. Shots right now reading 16-14 in favor of Carolina. Off the draw, pushed out to the point and out to center ice. Here comes Kevin Sabad. Trying to get around. His check was knocked down there by Kennedy, and we're going to get a penalty. Going to the box is going to be Kennedy for tripping. And the Zydeco back to the Badgers Heating and Air power play. With 8:03 left to go in the second period. So once again, a very good penalty kill. Has gotten some energy going the Zydeco way. Let's hope they can cash in on this power play now as the Firm will start it out with Sharrock and Nemiki on the back end. Once again, this penalty kill for Carolina, number 1 in the league. Nemiki has it at the point. We'll drop it off for Sharrock. Back to Nemiki, high point. He'll go down low here for Wilson. Back to Nemiki. It was Matcham the first time out there. Now they're trying Nemiki as Sharrock. Oh, looking for the redirect from Sabad. Going back door. Didn't get it. And it comes free to Jacob Schnapp, who comes back the other way. 2-on-2. Goes to Nate Keeley on the near side. Keeley shooting one. Blockered away by Colgan. Goes right to Schnapp, though, and they'll kill off a little more time. Playing a bit of four corners. 1:15 to go on this power play for the Zydeco. They're 0 for 1 so far today on the power play. Sabad will come near side for Sharrock, a bit too far out of his reach and sent back. The Zydeco will have to regroup. Rio Nemiki behind his own net will start moving out towards center. We'll drop it off for Sharrock. He'll hit Kuznetsov on the near side. Kuznetsov has Graham going to the net, floats one to him. Graham will knock it down. Going back out to Kuznetsov at the point. He hits Haggerty down low. Kuznetsov back to Nemiki. Walking in and shooting one towards the net. That one was blocked. Nobody in front either for the Zydeco, and Gagnon will send it back to the Zydeco zone. Here's Lindbergh with the final 20 seconds about to click off the Zydeco power play. Gordon looking out to the middle, taken away by Carolina and sent all the way back down. MJ Graham for Lindbergh as both teams now back at full strength. Gordon coming in over the line. Trying to drop that one off for Bond. Held in at the point by Lindbergh. His long shot. That one was knocked down by Babick, who will reel it in and hang on. 5:49 to go in period 2. Carolina kills off another one, and they continue to lead by a score of 2-0. Very fast-moving second period here. Draw is going to go to the left of Boris Babick. Off the draw, Jackson Bond will pull away from a check. Going in behind was sent into the wall. Pulled out of there by Sherrock. Looking for Namiki on the near side. He's got it here. Rio Namiki trying to go down low. Cox trying to settle it down, and Jackson Bond now coming off the ice. Looks like he is slumping over just a little bit. Might have been what happened behind the net there. He took a good hit when he was already down. And now out to center, it's Drouin. Back the other way, Drouin's wrist shot. That one was stopped there by Colgan. Kick to the corner, but picked up by the Thunderbirds out to the point. Held in there by Gagnon. His long wrist shot, and Colgan able to stop that and be able to hold it in his pads with 5:11 to go in period 2. Keep an eye on Jackson Bond as he is now heading off the ice. Looks like he's holding on to his arm. Once again, he was already down on the ice as he had taken that last hit. So hopefully Jackson Bond, this is just a stinger and not something more serious. Kevin Sabat in his own end will come up the wall with it. Gagnon keeps it in for the Thunderbirds. He'll backhand it to the corner. Matcham is there. Lindbergh cannot clear this one either. Held in. Gagnon here at the near point going cross ice. After it there is Gus Ford. He'll wrap it around the wall. Kramer pinned up there by Haggerty. Flipped up high into the air. Goes to the stick of Ford. He'll wrap it around the wall to the far side. Taken there by Clay Keeley. To the near side. One-timer from Gagnon goes wide. Now another slap shot from the point from Kramer. Easily knocked aside there by Colgan. Now Gagnon again here at the near point. His long wrist shot knocked down by Colgan. And he will hang on. We've got 4:18 to go in period 2. 2-0 Thunderbirds. We'll be back right after this.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Welcome back to North Carolina. Zydeco trail it 2-0 here. Andy Petzinger bringing you Baton Rouge Zydeco hockey on YouTube. You are just tuning in. Both goals for Carolina coming in the first period. Thanks to Clay Keeley and Yuri Pastuka. And in this period, and a decent period for both sides, I would say relatively even. Zydeco got a lot of really good momentum after that penalty kill. As off the drop, Pastuka's wrist shot, that one deflected off of a light to the corner. And Jackson Bond has not returned to the ice. He left with what appeared to be an upper body injury. He was holding, seemed like his arm. So once again, hopefully that is not a injury that keeps him away from this game for the remainder of the game. Hopefully he's able to come back. Wrapped around the wall to the far side. Whalen throwing it towards the net. Gets sent to the near side. Pinching down, it's Kennedy. Salak now coming out to the near point. Try to go across for Kennedy, but it rolled off the end of his stick, so they'll have to regroup at center. Salak once again coming in. Knocked off of his stick there by Lindberg. And back the other way, it's MJ Graham. Nice job on the back check. Panacek able to lift the stick of Graham and steal it away from him. Pastuka for Panacek around a check. Panacek has it once more in behind. Picked up by Salak. Now Panacek here, getting around one check. And now the Zydeco Gordon will come through the neutral zone. 1-on-3. Gary Pastuka from behind was able to strip him of the puck. And now Garrick Lindberg will throw this one in. Knocked away by Babbitt to the near corner. Cox hit along the wall. Drouin will move it up ahead for Nate Keeley through the neutral zone. 2-on-2, trying to get around Kleber. Nate Keeley's bad angle shot deflected off of Kleber's stick up into the air and out of play with 2:30 remaining in period 2. Faceoff will stay inside the Zydeco zone since it went off of Kleber's stick. Off the draw, King here at the near point. His long wrist shot deflected off the stick of Sherrock and floated on net. Those are sometimes tricky. Good job by Colgan there to stay attentive and block that one to the corner. Now Farmer out of his own end. Able to get it into Zydeco territory. Cox has it. He's hit there by Nate Keeley. And now sent out to center ice. Here's Larwood on the far side. In over the line, trying to drag around a check to the net. Was poke check there, and he was harassed from behind. No call. Could not get a shot on net. Now Nemeki in his own end. Will go over for Larwood. Had one hand on the stick. Could only redirect it into the Thunderbird zone. Farmer behind his own goal. Will hold up and go to the near side for Ford. Pass to Kramer. Looking to go across ice for the streaking Gagnon. It was then sent down to the ice, and the Zydeco are going to go back to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. Chris Ciola can end up going to the boxers. He's now chirping back and forth with Schnapp. And Ciolik is going to go for boarding. So with 1:25 left to go here in period 2, the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill will have to shine bright again. A very good penalty kill the first time around by the Zydeco. They even got some offensive opportunities in the final half a minute or so. They'll need another good effort here. They'll start out with Cox and Sherrock up front with Lindberg and Matcham on D. This one's won by the Zydeco. Lindberg trying to pin it along the boards. It's pulled out of there by Kramer, trying to drive towards the net, looking out in front. Good stick there by Colgan. Read that pass beautifully. Brendan Colgan got a stick on it. It's cleared out by the Zydeco. Gus Ford looking up ahead for Kramer. Try to wrap that one around the wall and ended up hitting the door on the boards and comes up ahead for Cox here, coming in over the line. Overhandled the puck. And now Ford back the other way. 3-on-2. Gus Ford in over the line. Around Matcham, tried to get towards the net, got taken down. Here's Kramer walking and shooting. Save made by Colgan, got in behind him. But with 42.6 left to go in the second, the Zydeco are going to go down 5-on-3 here. As Matcham off for tripping. That's a tough call. Just in the sense of it was a one-on-one, and all Matcham was trying to do, he saw the guy was trying to go through his legs. He tried to get his skate in the way of the puck, ended up clicking with the other player's skate, took him down. It is a tripping call, but obviously that was not the intentions of Ethan Matcham. But in any case, the Zydeco go down 5-on-3 here with the final 40 seconds on the clock. Panicek not rushing anything, going around the horn here. Pastuca going down low, looking back door. Once again, good active stick there by Colgan. Puck rolls back in on net as hacking at that was Schnapp. And Colgan able to reel that one in and hang on. Face-off going to go to the right of Brendan Colgan. Larwood, Namiki, and Kleber out on the ice for the Zydeco. Would be huge to be able to survive these final 27 seconds. Out at the point, Pastuca walking the line, dropping it off for Salak. Down low, Ford, back to Pastuca. He's got Panicek here near side, back to Pastuca. Fake one-timer for Ford. Back to Pastuca up top. Good stick there by Larwood. Just got enough of it. Sent it out to center ice with 10 seconds left. Cross-ice pass for Ford, back in over the Zydeco line. Ford holding on to it for Panicek near side. Shooting, kick save, rebound. Oh, and a second stop made there by Colgan, and the period comes to an end. A couple of huge stops by Brendan Colgan right at the end of the second period, and the Zydeco have 35 seconds left to go on that first penalty and 1:18 left to go on the Matcham penalty. But they survive the 5-on-3 at the end of the second period. No goals here in the second period of play. The Thunderbirds still lead it 2-0. We're through 40. We'll be back with the intermission report in about 11 minutes time. Don't go anywhere, folks. 2-0 Carolina. We'll be right back after this.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake Benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott, come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services will handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
The 2024-25 Broadway at the River Center Theater season is simply the best, featuring 4 big, bold Broadway hits coming to Baton Rouge. The season opens with Shrek the Musical, the Tina Turner Musical, Chicago the Musical, and Pretty Woman the Musical. Get the 4-show package for as little as $235. That's less than $59 per show. Learn more at raisingcanesrivercenter.com/Broadway.
The Men's Network started when I went to a computer club meeting in the 7th grade that Brett organized. At that point, I had never met anyone that was as good at computers as Brett was. And by the 8th grade, we figured out that this was something that we could do professionally.
So we moved to Baton Rouge to go to LSU, and that's really where our business got planted.
Give Immense a call. Let us show you how IT should be done.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails. Wall-to-wall, state-of-the-art TVs mean you'll see every touchdown, Hail Mary, and big turnover in crystal clear HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino in Baton Rouge, where every moment is a win.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Thornton throwing it towards the goal, looking for a redirect, didn't get it. Conway for Haggerty, back door, they score! Elijah Wilson, wide open at the side, a one-time shot. We're tied at 5. Back in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for your second period intermission report. Andy Petzinger here. Happy to bring you the updates from that second period of play. So no scoring, but a couple of penalties on either side. 3 of them going to the Zydeco, 1 to Carolina. No goals, like I said. The Zydeco still have a 5-on-3 that they have to kill off to start out the third period, but they've done a nice job on their penalty kill so far today. We mentioned that the Zydeco penalty kill really kind of had a tough week last week and dropped a little bit in their percentages than what we're used to. So hopefully they can continue that strong play in the start of the third period. These shots through 40 minutes, it's 25-17 in favor of Carolina in that period. Shots were 13-9 in favor of the Thunderbirds. There is no update on Jackson Bond just yet. I did run down to the locker room to see if I can catch somebody before coming back up here for the intermission report. So no word on Jackson Bond. If you were not here for it, he went down in behind the Thunderbirds net. It looked like he might have lost an edge and ended up getting just a little smushed along the wall there, but he was already down, so kind of in a prone position. So you hope that there's nothing too serious about the injury, and it was just a stinger that caught him in a bad spot. But anytime that a guy is already down on the ice and then he gets hit again, is never usually a good scenario. It usually ends up catching him in a really weird spot. The score right now, it is 2-0 Thunderbirds through 40 minutes of play. Let's take a quick glance around the league. Once again, the Athens Rock Lobsters home opener against Blue Ridge has been postponed. I don't believe they'll be able to play tomorrow night either. But right now, out in Motor City, the Danbury Hat-Tricks have scored 4 straight goals. Starting at the very end of that first period, about half a minute left to go in the first period, and then they gotten 4 straight after that to make it 4-2 over the Motor City Rockers. The second period about to end there. Out in Mississippi, the River Dragons and the Seawolves are tied at 1. Just a little over halfway through the second period there. Blake Keller getting the goal for Mississippi and that game. And then out in Danville, the Moccasins and the Dashers are tied at 1 through about halfway through the second period there. Jacob Gagnon for Danville getting a goal, and Corey Cunningham scoring for the Moccasins. Got about 5 minutes until we're back on the ice for period 3. We will catch you then. Carolina 2, Zydeco 0. We'll be back right after this.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
Gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to North Carolina. Andy Petzinger here, bringing you Baton Rouge Zydeco hockey. Zydeco trail through 40 minutes of play, 2-0 to these Carolina Thunderbirds. They will start the third period down 2 men. Chris Ciolik and Ethan Matcham in the box, leaving the Zydeco with only 4 defensemen left on their bench. Kleber, Namiki, Lindberg, and newest incomer Garrett Johnson. Right now, the Zydeco will start out with Larwood, Namiki, and Kleber to kick off this 5-on-3. Folks, we are on the road, and all of our road games are brought to you by Momentum Building Services. 25 seconds left to go in that first penalty to Chris Ciolik. I would imagine he would go straight into the penalty kill there, since they are down 2 men. They would want to make sure that they get him out there, and at first opportunity be able to pull one of the defensemen off for a forward. And then 1:17 to go on the penalty to Matcham. Thunderbirds are going to start out with Kramer, Salak, and Ford, with Pastuka and Panacek on the back end. Opening faceoff is brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse. Carolina comes right into the Zydeco zone. Pastuka here on the near side for Panacek to Pastuka. Fake one-timer for Ford. Try to go cross ice, but goes right into the pads of Colgan. And he will hang on with 19:38 left to go in the third. Face-off going to go to the right. Brendan Colgan. Scratch that. 19:42 left to go in the third. Everett Thompson not happy about it, because Ciolik should be coming out of the box in 3 seconds, but they have to wait for the time to click down. Now Pastuka Gets it the one-timer. That one catches the glass in behind. Take a weird hop off the partition. Ciolek out of the box. 5-on-4. Zydeco killed one. Going down low, it's Ford. Looking over his options. You know he's got a man up top. Try to go to Pastuca now. Back to Ford. He's got Panacek there. Gives it to him. Back to Ford. Walking the line. Over to Pastuca. The one-timer goes off the side of the net. Kleber able to get away from a check. Ciolek coming up the wall. That one got caught up in the official skates. Zydeco can't clear. Here's Ford with it. Holding on. Ford curling from a check. Going back out to the point for Salak. Now Panacek. To Ford on the far side to Panacek up top, walking in, drops it over for Salak. The one-timer, Nemeki down. Great block there by Nemeki. 5-on-3 over. Zydeco killed it. Still have to get these tired guys off the ice. As here's Ford's bad angle shot. Deflects to the corner. And now Ciolek will chip out to center ice. Now another problem here is the Zydeco now have 4 defensemen on the ice. Need to get a couple of them off. As here's a shot coming from Ford that gets stopped by Colgan. Zydeco still have 4 defensemen on the ice. And behind their own net, pulled away by Nate Keeley coming out to the point. Clay Keeley, his wrist shot, blocker save by Colgan. And thankfully that one goes up into the netting and out of play so the Zydeco can get a line change and get the proper matchups that they are hoping for. Taking a look at the Zydeco bench, I do not see Jackson Graham on the bench, so I am willing to believe that his night is over. Hopefully he will be able to make it back tomorrow. What a huge penalty kill, though, by the Zydeco. 3 for 3 on their kill today. Sacrificing the body, keeping everything to the outsides. Really brilliant job by the boys in white to keep Carolina from making this a 3-goal game. Now time to start pushing back the other way. Turnaround shot from the boards deflected off the linesman. They're still staying in the circle. Cleared away to Jake Cox. He now comes out to center ice. It's Sharrock with Kuznetsov. Sharrock gets in over the blue line. Try to cycle it down low for Kuznetsov. That one was read there by Botita. And he comes back the other way. Escapes a check. Will drop it over for Keeley. He'll wrap it in behind. Lindbergh there. Needs a little bit of help. And now Kuznetsov has it escape him. Long shot from the point. Deflected off of a couple of sticks. Ends up going in behind. And now Cox out to center ice. 3-on-3. Kuznetsov here on the near side. Will drop it off for Sharrock as Cox going to the net. Couldn't get it there. Taken away by the Thunderbirds and out to center. Ford here on the near side for Carolina. Realizes he's the only one left out on the ice and will dump it in. Nemeki holding it behind his own net. We'll throw it up for Gordon. Knocked away from him and out to center ice it goes. MJ Graham trying to one-hand that one to Kuznetsov at the blue line. Taken away by Carolina and sent back into the Zydeco zone. Rio Nemeki trying to escape a couple of checks, but lost control of the puck. Ends up going out to the point. Whalen, D to D for Kennedy. His long shot blockered out by Colgan. Now in behind Graham. Throwing it over for Gordon. He comes off the wall. Not out. Kennedy keeps it in. Goes down low. Forward in behind the net. Looking at options. Goes to Whalen at the point. Once again, Zydeco doing a nice job. Not allowing anything going to the inside. Keeping everything outside now. Gordon is going to draw a penalty. Here's Larwood driving to the net in behind. Pass out in front for Gordon. Didn't hit him. Touched by the Thunderbirds and sent all the way down. But we are going to get the whistle. Stopping play. And the Zydeco go back to the Badgers heating and air power play. Going to be a hooking call going once again to Schnapp, his second penalty of the game. And with 16:02 left to go in the third, Zydeco have their third chance on the Badgers heating and air power play. They're 0 for 2 today. The firm out there with Sharrock and Lindbergh. Lindbergh will drop it off for Wilson. Down low, Sabad for Lindbergh. Back to Sherrock here near side, throwing it towards the net. That one was blocked by Keeley and sent out by the Thunderbirds. Lindbergh will start the rush back the other way, dropping it off for Wilson through the neutral zone. Wilson chips it in deep. Sabat after it there. Will throw it up the wall. Lindbergh keeps it in for Wilson. Deflected off of a leg to Sherrock here far side. Lindbergh near point. His wrister. That one catches glass in behind. Around the wall, Wilson will throw it up to Lindbergh. Trying to throw it towards the net. Redirected by Haggerty just wide of the net. Taken there by Pastuca on the far side. He'll send it all the way down. 1 minute left to go. Now Kuznetsov in his own end will drop it off for Lindbergh. Has to peel away from the check of Butita. And now MJ Graham back the other way. Will throw a hard wraparound into the Thunderbird zone. Picked up there by Kennedy on the far side. He'll backhand this one down. Colgan has to come out and play it, as Butita is the first one there for the Thunderbirds. And now Kuznetsov through the neutral zone. Kuzi over the line. Staying onside there was Gordon. Cross-ice pass finds Graham. For Namiki up top. That one just did escape the zone. Offside with 14:25 left to go in the third. 24 left to go on the power play. And we are going to get our first TV timeout of the third period. We will be back with the final 24 seconds of that power play right after this. Carolina leads 2-0.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care. Church Funeral Services.
Zydeco fans, Tanger Outlet Mall is a proud sponsor of your Baton Rouge Zydeco. With hundreds of brands and unbeatable value, Tanger Outlet Mall has you covered on all fronts. Visit Tanger Outlet Mall right off of I-10 and Highway 30 in Gonzales. 2-0 Thunderbirds here. 5.5 minutes into this third period. Zydeco still have 20 seconds left to go on their power play here. As off the draw gets sent back into the Zydeco zone. I apologize. I said Jackson Graham. I was looking at MJ Graham while trying to find Jackson Bond on the bench. So I apologize. Got a little tongue-tied there. Kleber in over the line as both teams back at full strength. Sent towards the net. That one goes wide. And we are also going to get an offside call here on the Zydeco. That's just a step over the line there was MJ Graham, not MJ Bond. Draw coming just outside the Thunderbird zone. Gordon, Sherrock, and Cox out there for the Zydeco. Picked up by Gordon Whalen for the Thunderbirds. He'll come up through the middle for Ford. Stick handling around Lindbergh, going to the net, takes a shot, rolled off the end of his stick, and went just wide of the net. Held in at the point, though, by the Thunderbirds. Here's Ford again in the slot. His wrister. Good stick there by Lindbergh. And out of play. 13:38 left to go in the third. The Zydeco team, we know they're resilient. They do not back down from a fight and will always give you an effort for a full 60 minutes. As there's a wrist shot right off the draw. That was a headhunter right over Colgan. So this game, it is not over by any stretch of the imagination. You could bet that Carolina also knows that the comeback kids are sitting right next to them in white sweaters. Not once this year have the Zydeco been shut out. This one gets deflected towards the blue line. Cleared out of there by the Thunderbirds. I'm going to try to mention shutout as much as I possibly can to see if I can jinx Babbitt. Get the Zydeco on the board here. Here's Sharrock in the offensive zone. Lost control. The puck gets wrapped around the wall. Held in by Lindbergh at the point. His long wrister deflects in behind. Salak after it there. He'll go high off the glass and not out. Sent back deep by the Zydeco, but picked up by Clay Keeley. And the Thunderbirds will control. Both teams making some line changes here. The firm out there for the Zydeco. Zydeco have been blessed with some offense coming from pretty much each and every line that they get. But this is the line for sure that when they are in a time of need, this is the line that they typically look to try to get some stuff going. As Sabat trying to chip this one out to the neutral zone. Had Haggerty trying to cheat his way out. Comes back into the Zydeco zone. Wilson there in behind will go to Namiki. He'll throw it up to Sabat here on the near boards. He'll start moving through the neutral zone. Sabat for Haggerty. Haggerty threw it into the skates of Sabat. Oh, look out. He got sent into the wall. Shane Haggerty sent from behind. And he is down. Dangerous hit there in the corner. That's Andrei Simonchek. Who is going to end up going to the box, and Haggerty now getting to all fours. Needing some help to get to his 2 feet. So tough evening here for the Zydeco players. Kuznetsov left the game in the first, ended up coming back. I almost did it again. Jackson Bond in the second period went down and has not come back yet. Now Haggerty looks like he's going to stay in the game here. So I'm going to assume that this is going to end up being a major penalty. We've got Larwood and Gus Ford waiting to hear from the referee. But yeah, that was blatantly from behind. The numbers were there the whole time. This should end up being a 5-minute major in my book. Let's see what we're going to end up getting. Yep, Simonchek, he is gone from the game. That is going to be it for number 28. So a 5-minute power play coming here to the Baton Rouge Zydeco. It's going to be a boarding major to Simonchek. So once again, another really good opportunity for the Zydeco to start hammering something home. Larwood, Kuznetsov, Gordon with Graham and Lindbergh up top. A 5-minute power play here for the Zydeco. Now, it's important for the Zydeco to not get frustrated. This is, once again, I've said it multiple times. This is a very good penalty kill in Carolina, the best one in the entire league. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be frustrating. They're going to clear the puck just like that. don't get in your own heads. Don't start rushing anything just because you feel like time is against you. Settle it down. We're best when we're the one who's dictating the pace on the power play. Lindbergh has it in his own end. We'll leave that for Gordon, who comes through the neutral zone. Matt Gordon will send it in deep, and he'll be the first one after it. We'll wrap it around the wall. Taken away there by the Thunderbirds and sent off the glass and down. Larwood coming back through the neutral zone, in over the line. Tried to chip that one around Kennedy. He took it away, and we'll send it back out to center ice. We'll get a line change here. Zabad and Wilson, or excuse me, that's Chirac coming over the boards. Lindbergh looking for Sabad, coming in on the backhand, shrugged away by Babick. Now Sabad sent down to the ice, still has control of the puck though in the corner, gets sent around the wall, taken there by Gus Ford. He'll protect it away from Matcham and come out to the point, not out. Chirac holds it in. At the far circle, will go down for Sabad. He's got some space to walk in, shooting one. That one was shrugged aside by Babick again. Babick 2 for 2 on Chirac here, or excuse me, on Sabad on this power play as it's cleared back by the Thunderbirds again. Looks like Matcham is going to take the place of Haggerty on this power play. As Matcham able to one-hand that one in and was sent into the turnbuckle there right at the end of the Carolina bench. Gets right back up, though. Nemeki moving it along. Will jump into the play now. Gets the puck back. It will curl away from a check. Nemeki switching with Wilson. Gets it over to him. Wilson shooting one. Save made. Rebound out in front. They hack and whack at it. Where is it? Finally, Babick able to get on top of it and hang on. Good job there by the Zydeco. Getting the puck on net. Trying to create some havoc. They got bodies there, but Babick doing a really nice job of keeping things under control. Going to a commercial break. We'll be back with the finale, or the final couple minutes of the power play right after this.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Would you like to have one of the Zydeco come out to your school or event? Contact Grace at gracebrzydeco@gmail.com to schedule a meet and greet with your favorite Zydeco players. Good news, Shane Haggerty on the ice right now to finish out what will be the rest of this power play, and hopefully the Zydeco could score here in the next 46 seconds, because I believe if we go below the 2-minute mark, there's 2:46 left to go on the power play. I believe if we go below that 2-minute mark and they score, that will be it. The player will be able to come out of the box. So let's hope the Zydeco can pot one before then and still stay on the power play. Couple of good chances right before the break there for the Zydeco. Let's see if they can come through. Off the face-off. Won by Haggerty. Sabad down low for Wilson. Coming out to the point for Chirac. He'll go D to D for Lindbergh. Back to Chirac. Chirac down for Wilson. Sabad down low. Switches with Wilson. Now Chirac down low for Wilson in the corner. Looking to go to Sabad in the middle. Couldn't settle the puck down. It was also on his backhand. Snapped his stick in half as well, trying to get that shot off. And it goes all the way back into Zydeco territory. 2:10 left to go on the penalty. Wilson will drop it off for Larwood. He'll go back to Wilson and send it in deep. Babick stops it there and will wrap it around the wall. Picked up by Kennedy and out to center. Here's Sharrock curling right back in. As Wilson there. Wilson overskated the puck. Pulled out of there by the Thunderbirds. And Salak will send it back into Zydeco territory. 1:40 left to go on the Zydeco power play. Gary Lindbergh moving it to Kuznetsov on the near side. He'll drop it off for Gordon. Throwing it to the net. Oh, good stop there by Babick as Larwood was heading towards the goal. Couldn't get there in time to get a redirect. Now Graham wins a board battle coming out to the point for Lindbergh, but it was a hot pass. It was a bit too hot for Lindbergh to handle, and it comes all the way back, and Colgan's going to have to play it. One minute remaining on the Zydeco power play. Larwood stopped at the red line. Kuznetsov here on the near side will wrap it in. First one after it there is going to be Farmer. His clearing attempt did not go out. Gordon to Kuznetsov. Shooting a kick save made by Babick, coming way out to challenge. Held in. Nemiki cross ice for Kuznetsov. His slap shot, that gets blocked. Gordon on the far side holding on to it. Gordon dropping it to Kuznetsov, throwing it to the net. That one never made it through. And the Thunderbirds back through the neutral zone. It's Farmer over the line. Farmer walking, shooting. Oh, good stop by Colgan. Boy, Farmer able to just walk in and raise a half clap. Brendan Colgan standing his ground, able to reel it in. 6:48 to go in the third. "20 seconds left to go on this Zydeco Badgers Heating and Air power play. Off the draw, Stiolik pushes it up ahead for Sabad, chipping it around Whalen. Wrapped around the wall, held in by Nemiki, able to kick it to his stick. Moving it to Sabad, walking, shooting, he scores! Kevin Sabad, just as the power play was about to expire. Able to walk in from that far circle and let one rip right underneath the arm of Boris Babick, and the Zydeco have made it 2-1. What a huge goal that is for the Zydeco. Cut the lead in half with 6:33 left to go in the third period. Ethan Matcham moving it to Graham as the penalty is over. Both teams back at full strength, and we're going to get another penalty here. Drouin was not fully out of the box when he had touched the puck. And that is a delay of game penalty. So he's going to go right back to the box, and the Zydeco go back to the Badgers Heating and Air power play. That is something you don't see very often, but Drouin not out of the box all the way, still touched the puck. And the Zydeco go right back to it. All right. The Firm going right back out just after they had scored a power play goal. Kevin Sabad's goal. His 8th of the year. Now Matcham, they're calling it an interference call. Either way, that's the reason why it was called, is because he was not out of the box. This gets sent into the Thunderbird zone. Picked up by Schnapp. He'll wheel around the back of his net, send it all the way down. Ethan Matcham behind his own net. Will move it for Sabad. pass was in his skate, so he's going to have to double back. Minute and 10 left to go on this power play for the Zydeco as Wilson back for Sabad. Able to enter the Carolina zone. Will wrap it around the wall. Chipped out to center ice and a breakaway now for Pastuca. Coming in, Pastuca shooting. Good save there by Colgan with the blocker. 50 seconds to go on the Badgers Heating and Air power play. The next power play unit comes out. Lindbergh will start the rush. He'll drop it off for Larwood. Cross ice for Kuznetsov entering the zone. Holding on to it. Shooting one. Oh, and Babic just got a shoulder on that to send it out of play. What a nice shot there from Kuznetsov, and a smart play to wait for the man driving to the net to create a screen. Make life a little harder for Babic. 4:52 left to go in the third. We're going to our final regulation time commercial break. We'll be back right after this. 2-1 Carolina.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Back at North Carolina, the Zydeco trail at 2-1, but have another 32 seconds left on this Badgers Heating and Air power play. It's going to be Kuznetsov, Graham, Larwood, Gordon, and Lindbergh to finish it out. Nearly had one just a couple seconds ago, I should say, as Kuznetsov, smart shot, waited for traffic to get to the net and unleashed a wrister. And Babic was able to make a real nice save with the shoulder. 20 seconds left to go on the Zydeco power play. It's Lindbergh in the neutral zone. Trying to drop that one off for Larwood. Nearly was a turnover, but Zydeco carry on, sent deep into the Carolina zone. Picked up by Schnapp. He'll turn around and clear past Lindbergh. Final 5 seconds click off the power play, and we are back to full strength. As Larwood had that one knocked off of his stick. Kramer in behind, looking in front for Ford, holding on, shooting one, went right through the net, or right through the crease, I should say. Wide open net for Kramer on the near side. Hit the side of the goal. Zydeco escaped trouble. It's Kuznetsov. He'll flip it through the neutral zone. Zydeco are changing, though. Nobody there. Kramer near side. Will flip it into the Zydeco zone. Bouncing puck goes on goal. And Colgan will play it safe and hold on. Draw going to the right of Brendan Colgan. 3:44 to go in the third. 2-1 Carolina, the Zydeco. Once again, making their way back into a hockey game, never out of it. Puck is pinned up along the wall and behind the Zydeco goal line. Haggerty has it stuck in his skates. And now Nemeki will go off the glass and out to center ice. Whalen will send it right back in. Colgan sets it up for Nemeki. Nemeki lost it in the skates of the officials there in the corner. Ciola carries on. For Wilson up ahead for Sabat. That went right underneath his skate. It looked like he was trying to kick it to the stick, but was unable to. And now the Thunderbirds will start back the other way. It's Panacek. He'll send it in. Knocked away by Colgan. Panacek Out in front, Salak shooting one. Oh, went off the stick of Lindbergh and over the net. Cleared out by the Zydeco. 2.5 to go in the third. Taken by Clay Keeley. He'll throw it up ahead. Sent into Zydeco territory. Clearing attempt from Colgan, got knocked down, but unable to get a really good handle on that was Schnapp. And the Zydeco will send it on out. Kuznetsov will chip it deep into the Thunderbird zone. First one after it, Clay Keeley. He'll come up the wall for a Butita. One hands that out to center ice. Keeping an eye on Colgan here to our left. This one's redirected in by Lindbergh. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Kuznetsov holding on to it. Going to Lindbergh here on the near side. Cross ice for Sherrock. That pass was hot. Couldn't get it to settle down. It was also a spinning puck, it looked like. And now comes out to center ice. Lindbergh back for Sherrock. Knocked away from him. Here's Ethan Matcham over the line. Matcham with the long reach. Protecting the puck. Gets it deep. Holding on to it. Knocked off of his stick. Lindbergh pinching down. Trying to keep the play alive. Colgan still in the net. Cox in the corner. There goes Colgan to the bench. Graham across for Kuznetsov. Extra attacker is Larwood. Here's Lindbergh on the near side. Shooting one. That one was knocked down in front by Matcham on accident. Larwood in behind for Kuznetsov. Trying to go to the point for Graham. Knocked away. Long shot for the empty net. That goes wide. Graham will touch, and we get an icing call with exactly 1 minute left to go in the third period. Everett Thompson going to call his timeout. 1 minute left to go in the third period. Zydeco trail it by 1. We'll be back right after this.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
Last minute here to go in the third. Extra attacker for the Zydeco. It's the firm with Larwood, Kuznetsov, and Lindbergh on the back end. Kuznetsov holds it in. We'll send it down low for Larwood. Looking in front. There's Haggerty. Big save rebound. Goes to the line, not in. Where is it? They're calling no goal. That puck was in. I saw that puck jump over the goaltender. That looked like it was in. We got to go to a video review here. Babick was sprawled out on his stomach. Puck went up in the air. That looked like it got behind Babick and got to the goal line and looked from up here as if it had crossed the goal line. One of the defensemen for the Thunderbirds came back and swiped it away. The important thing here is it was called no goal on the ice. So this has to be absolutely conclusive that it crossed the line, and they are taking a look at it. Boy, I tell you, throw the puck on net, put bodies to the net, and see what happens. You're going to get good chances. Now, the other thing to keep an eye on is there were a lot of hands that were around there. You want to make sure none of the Zydeco knock that puck over the goal line with their hand at all. Otherwise, that is not going to count either. Two referees, Kenny Monitz and Brian Pincus, are taking a look at this on the iPad. I will say the official was in very good position to be able to make this call. He was right there at the side of the net, had a very clear view at what was going on. As we get an official call here, they're talking to Wilson and to Ford. Which is interesting because normally you would just get the distinction of whether this is a goal or not right away. So I'm going to guess that this probably is not going to end up counting if they're having a discussion about it with the two players. Now the other thing is it could be a penalty shot for the Zydeco if one of the Thunderbirds covered it with their hand. Now this is going to be no goal. And I don't know if this was a coach's challenge or if this is just an official review. If it was a coach's challenge, the Zydeco would be on the kill right now. Colgan has to come back to the net. Player has to come off the ice for the Zydeco. It's Kuznetsov. Still 49 seconds left to go, so 2-1, Carolina still. As off the draw, Carolina controls. They'll flip it into the Zydeco territory. Lindbergh after it. He'll hold on. Long feed that goes right onto the stick of Pastuca. For Ford, backdoor, big save by Colgan. Rebound comes to Ford up top. Walking the line, shooting one. That one just missed the net. Comes out in front, swept out of there by Colgan. 20 seconds left to go here in the game. Colgan off to the bench. Larwood after it here in the offensive zone. Goes barreling into the boards with Kennedy. They battle Ford in behind. Got to outnumber him. Final seconds will tick off. 9 seconds left to go. Wilson here at the point. Has it skip past him out to center ice. And that's going to do it for the hockey game. Welcome to the Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing postgame show. Zydeco postgame show. Zydeco dropped this one in regulation, 2-1 to the Carolina Thunderbirds. What a hockey game we had here today, folks. These are two of the best teams in the FPHL, and it showed in this back and forth affair today. Your quick game recap. Scoring starting in the first period for the Thunderbirds. An absolute missile from the point from Clay Keeley. Beat Colgan up over the glove. Made it 1-0. With 5 minutes left to go in the first, Yuri Pastuca redirected a shot from the point from Gordon Whalen. Made it 2-0. That's where we stood through the next two periods till the third, when Kevin Sabat on the power play, the tail end of that 5-minute power play, was able to beat Boris Babik to make it a 2-1 game, and the Zydeco looked as if they had tied it there at the very end. However, after video review, it was determined no goal, and they lose this one in regulation by a score of 2-1. Let's go to your 3 stars of the game, your momentum building services 3 stars of the game. Number 3, Scott Chirac, had the hands going all night. had the wheels going all night. He is going to be your third star of the game, was getting things going for the Zydeco pretty much all night long. Your second star of the game with a goal. The only goal for the Zydeco, Kevin Shabbat, is going to be your second star. And your first star of the game with 35 saves on 37 shots is Brendan Hogan. What a hockey game this was. Don't miss tomorrow night's game. 5:05 Central Time is puck drop. We're going to have the pregame show. The Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing pregame show right here for you at 4:40 p.m. Central Time. You could bet that is going to be another spirited affair between these two teams. And hopefully we'll have a little bit more information on what injuries the Zydeco have heading into that hockey game. But for tonight, Zydeco dropped this one by a score of 2-1. We thank you all for tuning in. Once again, make sure you tune in tomorrow right back here on the Zydeco YouTube page. Andy Petzinger saying good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.